What's good, guys? Prince Sports here. Drink the coffee to make you feel better. The NBA draft pick is upon us. And after doing research, watching film, watching highlights, um, getting a breakdown of some of these guys, um, pros and cons. Now, I couldn't get everybody. I only got a certain selected few names that pop up. So, what I learned is there is no clear cut number one draft pick. There is no clear cut guy that you think of as being the superstar. There's a lot of what ifs, but that's what makes this draft pick special. Then I thought about it. This draft pick is really the Victor Wembanyama draft pick because it's all about who's going to come in and help him because he's a franchise player. And now the Spurs are looking for that Manu Ginobili, that Tony Parker, that they're looking for those parts to cater to him, right? They're looking for that number two, that legit number two guy. That's what they're looking for, all right? Because they got their franchise play. They got their once in a lifetime GOAT potential Kareem franchise player. So with that being said, number 5, Detroit gets it, right? I think Detroit gets Mattis, or they end up getting Reed Sheppard. Now, Reed Sheppard is a good three-point shooter. He's probably, one of the best three-point shooters in the draft outside of Connect. So I think Reed or Mattis falls at 5. I have to pick one. I'm going with Mattis. Okay. Number 4, Stephon Castle. Okay. Now, the Spurs do want this guy, right? They want Stephon Castle. But they also want another guy from France that's friends with Victor Wembanyama. But the only thing is, some of these people really think that Zach is going to fall down to number 5? Nah, I don't think so. So, number 4, I got Stephon Castle. Number 3, I got Alex Sarr going to the Houston Rockets. He gives them exactly what they want. Defense, his ceiling is a Rudy Gobert, or if he turns out to be an all-time great, maybe his ceiling would be a Ben Wallace on the defensive end. But he's going to come into the league and be a defensive player, okay? So that's his ceiling. And number 2 is Clingan. I think Washington takes Clingan. And Clingan, his ceiling is being a Joker, right? If he could reach that status, he's big, he's tall, he's a little bit of slow. He could be the next Joker-style basketball player, and that'd be his ceiling if he could make that come into an all-star aspect, right? The downgrade to that is he'll be the next flop. He'd be the opposite to that. He'd be a downgrade of what the Joker is, So we'll find out and see. Number 1 will be Atlanta Hawks picking Zachary Rozier. Okay? Kid out of France, 6'8". He could become the next Giannis Antetokounmpo if his ceiling gets to that high, right? If he becomes the best player that he could possibly be, he could be another Giannis. He just have to get a bulk up a little more. He's a baby. He's a rookie. He could be that, but a more skillful Giannis, because I don't see him being super athletic like Giannis is. Giannis was like raw, athletic, Superman type of shit. I don't see Zachary becoming that. But you never know. He probably could if he get his athletic ability up, if it does come to that. But the Spurs fans, you guys want Zachary and Stephon Castle. If you get Zachary and Stephon Castle, you might as well find a way to finesse the NBA draft pick, and you get both of those guys, and you pair them up with Wemby, and they all meet their potential. Ooh, you got a great team on your hands. Castle with the defense, right? If he pans out, he could be like the next ceiling Gary Payton on defense end with a little mid-range game, probably increase on his three-point shot. So that's his ceiling. He could be the next Gary Payton. His downgrade is if he don't make it to be an all-star, he's just a role player, he could be the next Pat Bev. So it goes either way with these things. And even with Zachary, if he don't come the next Giannis, he could become the next Giannis' brother. Okay, he could be one of those Antetokounmpo brothers that don't manage to be an all-star, right? That's a role player. So there's levels to this. Drink the coffee and make you feel better. Sports out. Peace.